What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Put this down here. How y'all feeling? Feels good to be back in the teacher's seat today. Hey, what's going on? Hey, young lady, how are you? Putting this up here. Hey, Ro. How's everybody doing? Time to do a little training this evening. Let me put this out for the folks that may be interested. How's everybody? What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I'm good. I can't complain a bit. Feels good to be back at it. Can y'all hear me and see me well? All that good stuff. Can y'all hear me and see me well? What's going on, everybody? Without further ado, started a little late because I was promoting around and then I got caught up into a call. I am here at our DLP offices in LA Media Now and LA Radio Now training facility. What's going on, Lori Lean? How you feel? And I just wanted to come on real quick, and some of you know I've been doing radio. I started doing radio over 20 years ago. Well, 20 years ago. 2001. It's like 21 years ago. And I've been creating content forever. Before it was called content, when it was called music or poetry or books or stories or short stories or recording stuff on a cassette tape. Did I bring all my stuff with me? Let me bring some stuff. All right. So real quick, some people, when we say content, you may not know what I'm talking about. When we say content, people, what's going on, Black Therapy Love? How y'all feel? When we say content, people, we're talking about books. We're talking about books. We're talking about books. Yeah, that gorgeous mofo on the back of that. Okay. We're talking about DVDs. Yes, this is my first DVD. Y'all don't understand. I opened for the OJs. I opened for the Forever Mine. I opened for the OJs. Y'all don't even know. First DVD. Second DVD. CDs. CDs as well. CD. And some people's like, who buys DVDs and CDs? People. Never stop creating. People are buying cassette tapes again. Vinyl is selling higher than ever. Shout out to Amoeba and the Parlor record store in Hollywood. So why am I saying this? Why am I picking up these pieces of content and to talk about, radio, podcasts, videos like these? lives like these that will turn into videos later that I'll share all over the internet. Why am I talking about this stuff? Because a lot of times we say content and people get very scared. They get very frightened. And yes, my Cash App is down there, and you can make any donations you want to tonight for this. I'm going to take your questions. I'm going to do a little Q&A. I'm not going to be on here too long, but I'm going to try to rock with y'all. So if y'all got any questions as I'm floating through, but I want to get us away from being so fearful of turning this camera on and going live. You feel me? That shouldn't be, it shouldn't cause so much anxiety to the point where it becomes a huge procrastination and then you don't do it at all. The great thing about social media, especially even with Twitter, since Twitter is just about typing characters real quick, it was 140, I think they doubled it to 280 or what have you. You can add videos and stuff to Twitter as well. What's going on, D? But the big thing about creating content is it helps you stay in front of people. When it gets to the point where you're doing events, where you're speaking, you pretend like you talk to your family. I know, Laura, you do good. You do very good. When you're speaking, when you're talking to people, if you have any product or any mission or anything you want to talk about or anything that's burdening your heart and you feel like this is your message, then you should be creating some kind of content. Yeah, I held up books and DVDs and CDs, and people are like, who uses that stuff anymore? Believe me. DVDs, CDs, books, people are still buying them. Vinyl, cassettes, people are buying cassettes. There are cassettes selling for more than they ever sold before. So it doesn't matter what your medium is. But the thing about social media, or just take the social and separate it in the media, the thing about this media source is that it's free for the most part. It reaches billions of people every day. It's the stickiest form because people wake up to it on their phones. They chime to it all the time. They're listening to it in their cars. Another thing about podcasting, which podcasting is just recorded radio. Let's be real. If I can teach you how to do good radio, you'll do phenomenal podcasts. If I teach you how to do good radio, just your voice and voice inflection, and then learning how to use facial inflection. You ever watch the news and you wonder why they're always talking in there? Since you don't see their hands, they're talking with the head and they're getting you to agree with them, and you know, all that stuff is technique. But if I can get you, if it's free, it's me. If I can get you to realize that what you say out your mouth is powerful, be your authentic self, and also anything that pops up in your head could be made into content. You just have to decide whether or not it's the content that you want to put out. Now, I'm going to dance around a little bit because I want to take your questions. And feel free to type your questions up as we're going. If you have anything in particular you want to talk about. I'm going to talk a little bit about something that, yes, your words are your brand. Yes, Black Therapy Love in the building. I'm going to talk about something I heard recently that is pretty much the state of affairs where we're in. We're living in the age of spin. They used to talk about the age of spin, meaning that knowledge doesn't reign supreme. Opinions and knowledge almost have the same weight. So whatever has the most push behind it, whatever seems the most attractive to the ears and to the eyes gets more play versus something that's true. From politics to health and wellness to any and everything that's going on now. And we're seeing it at such an abundance because there's so many different ways. There's so many different mediums, so many different ways to get the content out. So we have this thing called, I forgot the guy's name, Ron Holiday, I forgot his name. So Holiday came up with something called, can you see me over here where I'm writing? Let me know if you guys can see this. Called Outrage Horn. I had to spell it the way I spelled it on there so they don't shut me down because they see porn. Outrage porn. Outrage porn means that if something causes enough confusion, outrage and like George Floyd, outrage like the LGBTQ outrage towards Dave Chappelle, towards the Me Too movement, the outrage porn. News mediums used to have something, and they still go by it. If it bleeds, it leads. If you ever notice, if you're watching the news now, outside of the weather and maybe the thing they do at the end talking about somebody found a cat or a dog. Oh, they found a dog today, and that's the news for tonight. But you just heard an hour worth of mostly negative news. And because it came up with, if it bleeds, it leads. If it's dramatic, if it's shocking, if it's traumatic, then more people, more eyeballs will go to it. With social media, I think a sister was saying before, she couldn't say the V word. And I was like, you know, some of you know I put something up that I've been banned. I wasn't banned. They just took down one of my videos on TikTok. Well, I was talking about Vagina, right? Did I spell it right? Not Virginia, the other one. But I put it in the wording and they blocked it. And I was like, what did I do wrong? I had to go back. I was like, I've talked about different stuff. For those of you to know, I talk about sex, love, and relationships in my comedy forum. And that's a part of my mission, helping men and women communicate better in love. I'm all about communication. So I was wondering, what did I do? Come to find out, that's like it's a trigger word. It's a red flag word. Just a woman's genitalia, saying the proper name for it. But if a woman gets on a table, drops it like she's hot, got a butt. If you're twerking, you're fine. If you're cussing, you're fine. If it's rap music, if they're gonna show somebody getting shot or murdered, no problem. Put a little sensitivity up. But wait a minute when you're talking about different things. So it seems that things that people are outraged about or things that are outrageous get more eyeballs. Outrage porn. Okay? All right, let me give myself a little room. So I'm just gonna put a few different things up here content-wise. If you have any questions, put them in your screen. So we're talking about outrage porn. Outrage. I don't know if y'all can see with this red that I'm using. This green might be. See which one looks better. Green might pop a little bit more. So outrage. Porn. Another type of content is gossip, hot topics. So, you all see that? Hey, what's on, Rock? How are you, babe? Trying to wait. Hey, Van. Hey, Rock. So, outrage porn. Can y'all see that? Is that up there? Oh, it says something. Outrage porn. That's things that are causing, that are the, like I said, George Floyd, LGBTQ issues, race, politics right now. All those things, COVID, vaccine, outrage porn. If you have any content about that, you're going to get eyeballs, but you could get flagged or banned. But if you're doing your podcast, no one can stop you from talking about what you, that's where your freedom of speech, when you're doing a podcast, when you're doing your own content, YouTube is not going to ban you for something unless it's strictly hate and it's really over the top. But that's why a lot of people can build a lot on YouTube. Gossip and hot topics. Wendy Williams, celebrity news, that can go on the gossip and hot topics. Entertainment news, all that stuff falls in that realm. That's the type of content, if that's something that you're interested in. I'll put sports and entertainment here too. That's self-explanatory. For the bros that like to watch. Now this is cool too. One of my a friend and client. You probably see me post some of this stuff. Colin Crandall. Colin Crandall is a sports and MMA analyst. I've known Colin for years. This is where content is true to form. Anytime I'm talking and you see me, especially in front of a board, y'all need to be taking some notes. Danny Mo Show in the building. One of the brothers from 1580 AM, KBLA? KBLA? Make sure I'm saying it right. What's on, Danny Mo? All right, so tips on different content. Outrage porn, things that are just outrageous. Mass confusion going on. It will bring you eyeballs. Could get you flagged. But if you want to go in that and that's your thing, that's available. Gossip and hot topics. It's entertainment news, Wendy Williams type stuff. Who's getting married, who's dating who. Usually gossip and hot topic deals with celebrity news on the side of love and relationships. Somebody did something crazy, but 9 times out of 10, it's celebrity news about, when they talk about hot topics, it's usually celebrity news about relationships. Okay? Sports and entertainment, self-explanatory. Other topics. Y'all come up with some other, y'all give me some other topics. Mental health, health and wellness. Health and wellness is a big one right now. Health and wellness. Anybody from cancer survivors to people, these topics can be controversial, brings attention and engagement, right? So health and wellness is a good one. Now, the reason I wanted to start with outrage porn and gossip and hot topics, because sometimes if your goal is to get as many views as you can and you don't care what you're putting out, have at it, do what you want. If your content is indicative of who you are and you don't want to do things that make people think a certain way or pull you in a certain way, if you don't care, if you're Shock Jock, Wendy Williams, Howard Stern, what's the brother who just passed away? I call him a brother, but he white guy. Rush Limbaugh, all of which were multimillionaires off of doing stuff. Rush Limbaugh used to talk about sports and athletes, players making too much money. I think Rush Limbaugh's last contract before he passed away was $400 million. His last contract. So that's the radio, good old days of being a radio media person. Now we have a unique opportunity to create content and put it directly out. When I started my Meet the Show, it was really to build up my chops to do more of this, to do more hosting on TV and platforms and see who needed what. And little did I know, come the beginning of the year, I started September of 2019. By the beginning of 2020, we're going into pandemic. So I had about 20 episodes or so and wanted to start pushing it out. By the end of 2020, I had 80 something. Just did a 102nd episode there, the Eric Robinson episode. Check it out. LA Radio Now, YouTube. Plug. Okay, so health and wellness. You got sports and entertainment. Make sure your content is close to heart and true to you. There's a sister called Double Mother. I talked to her a little bit. I'm looking to get an interview with her. She does a lot of TikTok content, and she's been banned up and down TikTok because she talks about politics. Initially, she was using the names of people, and she calls it the Blackerate News. Blackerate. He says, I'm black and the news is accurate. Maybe petty, but it's accurate. So that's her thing, Double D Mother. So she was like, players. And she come on and she talks but she talks politics. She could be a political analyst on TV. She's that good with breaking down her information. The software on the phone or whatever she uses. Like me, I'm pretty straight-laced. I like to put it on and go. But I talk for a living. Comedy, hosting events, teaching. I'm working on, people know I'm going back to school for psychology to get my psychology degree. And it's a part of what I do, writing books, getting in front of people. I love audience, love talking to people. That's me. That's what I do. If you're more of an introvert, but you have a business, I'll put it up here anyway. Business and finance. Now, it could be broad business and finance or your business. I see the sisters coming on that's been selling jewelry lately. Let me know if you're still there. If you have any questions or anything, y'all hit me up. Drop them in there. Or you can also text me the questions to 818-919-0228. But business and finance, or it can be just your business. If you have a business where you're selling jewelry, you're selling hair, you're selling whatever, get on and talk to your people about it. Get used to getting in front of people and talking about it. And this is also a good training ground for in-person meetings. You start getting your words together, your pitch, rock. Thank you, Lori. Raquel Rigg, who's a real estate agent in Vegas. If you're looking for property in Vegas, holler at Raquel. Residential and commercial. And Rock helped me with some 30-second pitch blitz. You have somebody you can bounce stuff off of, you know. Thank y'all. Y'all making me blush in here. Don't do it. Don't do, my cheeks are turning red, all of them. Okay. But yeah, so business and finance. Lori Lean in here. Lori's a fitness trainer. She's a fitness guru. Lori, you'll catch Lori if you go to her page. You're going to see her doing different workouts. Some of the workouts you can't do. Don't even try them. You're going to kill yourself. Because she does like handstand push-ups and stuff like that. But Lori has an infectious personality, attitude. She's a champion. She just won a championship with fitness model. Tamina Ward and Black Therapy Love. A lot of therapists, black folks that are looking for therapists. She created a great platform for it. Health and wellness, Lori was in that. Business and finance. Mental health is in that health and wellness area. Mental health is a huge piece right now. There were a couple things I had on here earlier. What else? Well, all of these have a realm of coaching. So, I'll put coaching up here, but coaching. You can also, I was talking to, remember, this is just one form. This piece we're doing, radio, podcast, video, streaming, this is just one form of content. I help you with all types of content. Me and Tamina Ward were talking earlier about my books to booking for those that want to write a book. And, you know, it's cool to write a book, but most people have like 5 or 10 books in them because we're multifaceted people. Also, stop. If you have one thing you talk about, if you're a restaurateur and you just love to cook, if you're a chef and you just love to cook, that's the one thing, that's your life's passion, then stay in that vein. Rock with it. You are Chef Combo Nation. Do as much stuff about cooking and chefing and all that stuff you can. Seen some amazing stuff on here. Me, I'm one of those people that I love to do different things, but I also realize I'm a producer because of it. Because I love to do different things and I indulge in different things, it helps me when I get on a platform where I can coach and teach. Lori Lean is my fitness page. I'm competing in Vegas the week before Thanksgiving. Fitness in bikini. Hey, Rock. All right, give us the dates. I'll come support. If I'm the week after Thanksgiving, it's the first week of December. Yeah, Rock, if you be around. Anybody else who want to go to Vegas? Let's support Lori, because I missed you both times you were here, Lori. So, but yeah, so everybody has something to talk about. Everybody, if you're using your social media, if it's just to powwow and have fun and is your escapism, that's cool. But if you have a business and you're trying to figure out how to monetize better, and you're trying to figure out how to attract more eyeballs, be mindful of how you attract the eyeballs. There's a sister on here, Candace Kane. Sweet Candace Kane. She is a pole dance. She's not just a pole dance. She's like acrobatic. Her flexibility is crazy. That's her thing. The pole. Fitness on the pole, teaching people flexibility, all that. She dances on the pole, this, that, and other. And she loves marijuana. Guess what? And she's married, and her husband is like an acrobatic pole guy too. And that's their thing. But she's known for that. And she uses a page to put it out there. And it's the best. I mean, it's the best form of promotion. Women, you're going to automatically get more followers than men just because you're a woman. It's not like you got to do a whole bunch. If you're a woman that your body is a part of your business, Lori's body is a part of her business. Lori does fitness, been doing fitness for years. I still don't know how old Lori is. It's Black Women are Vampires, so I'm convinced that she is Bram Stoker as well. So her body has to be on point. She's going to be flexing. She's going to be bikini competition, all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But find your piece. If you're like, some people want to show their journey of fitness on social media. They want to use it for different things. Just be mindful. And this is where I talk about cracking the mic. In radio, one of the first things they teach you on radio is know where you're going. When I started radio like 20 years ago, I started in Baltimore at Heaven 600 in Baltimore. It's a gospel station. But quickly learned that it doesn't matter if they talk about the Lord or they talk about whipping ass. It's all the same when they come to the business side. Get your business in order. What's going on? So one of the first things I learned is when you crack that mic, see, I got thrown to the wolves in live radio. See, this is live. The reason I can sit in front of this live and talk and teach and stuff like that, because of the stuff I have here, but I've been trained so much in live radio, which helped me amazing. When you crack that mic and, hey, what's going on, everybody? You're here live with Troy Rawlings morning show. Now, this is where production comes into play. Most people think, and I talked about that, like Gary Vee said, Gary Vaynerchuk has Vayner Media and does some amazing content. Follow Gary Vee if you want to be motivated. And I suggest everybody follows Tony Robbins, Gary Vee. Anybody that's motivating you to do a lot of content or do your best, live your best life, follow it. Especially if you're trying to pump yourself up for your business and stuff. So Gary Vee says, document, don't create. Well, that's cool for this if you know what you're doing and you want to get on there and talk and you want people to be in front of people. But when Gary Vee started recording his stuff on YouTube, he had wine library. Why? He created a portal to sell more of his father's wine and alcohol. His father had a liquor store. He was working in a liquor store. He started creating content on YouTube and talking about wine. That's it. Talking about wine and put it up on Twitter. He was the wine guy on Twitter. I remember because around the same time I was on Twitter, I was like, oh, that's cool. This, that, and other. It was cool to know about wine, but I wasn't really a wine drinker like that. But I watched this guy. I watched him when he started and how he built it out. Okay, so hold on one second. Did you send me a message? You can sit here too. I watched it and started and how he built it out. So when you crack the mic, know where you're going. It's important if you have a sheet of paper, if you write it out beforehand, even if you're coming on just to say hi. Come on, say hi, see some folks, see what's going on, blah, blah, blah. When you're doing your podcasts, if you're going to have a 10 to 15, because nowadays 10 to 15 minutes is good enough. Most of you probably are thinking too, I want to do a half an hour show. I want to do an hour-long show. You don't have to. 10 to 15 minute podcasts nowadays is really good enough. I'll do an hour-long podcast interviewing somebody or interviewing somebody, video show. And I'll put about 15 minutes of the interview on IG. And people are like, oh, that was an amazing interview. I said, did you watch the whole thing? Oh, I just caught the part on IG, but it was amazing. And it's a snippet. So know your audience. knowing your audience is a key thing as well. Okay. Any questions? Because I'm not gonna delve too much, because I can get on here and talk forever about this stuff. But any questions before we get out of here? And make sure you're sharing this and putting it out. Also, I am starting Saturday sessions. So Saturday and Sunday sessions. So if you're interested in learning radio and podcast etiquette 101, my curriculum, I'm doing a 3-hour blitz. We break the time down how you like, or we can just knock it out on a Saturday or on a Sunday. So you can DM me. You can let me know if you're interested. I'll give you the information, how to get started. Also, I'll walk you through creating your podcast and your content and getting that together. Anything you need, graphic design, all the stuff. We have people in the camp to do a little bit of everything. So as much as you need done, or if you just need some coaching to get your ideas together, I can help you with that as well. But I wanted to come on here, powwow a little bit, making sure I'm adding more content to the LA Radio Now, since we're relaunching LA Radio Now and we have LA Radio Now studios up and running. I'll be doing more and more training. So if you're interested in radio and podcast etiquette 101, DM me. I'll give you the information on how to start. And if you're catching this at a later time, check this out, watch it, hit me up with any questions, and I'm available. I'm all over the place. If you Google Troy Rawlings, you'll find me. But LA Radio Now, Troy Rawlings and Troy Rawlings Live are my main pages. So you can find me there as well. Any other questions before I get out here? I won't be hard to find, don't worry. But thank you everybody that came out. And thank you for watching. Those who are watching at a later time, make sure you share this information, put it out, and anybody you know that has a business, especially our people in the restaurant and venue industry. We have a lot, thanks. We have a lot of stuff for you guys, especially with your jam session. But for the restaurant and entertainment industry and the venues, musicians, artists who are looking to get some more exposure, people in the hair industry, you're near and dear my heart. And any restaurants you know that are struggling to get people back in, let us know, because not only can we do things physically in their venues to help them, we can show them how this can help them and how just doing a bit more. And it's funny, some restaurants that are struggling to get people back in, if you just put a camera in your, well, I'll tell you the secret later. Love y'all. Talk to y'all in a bit. Troy Rawlings here, LA Radio Now. Spread the word. Talk to you soon.